thought I've been having a lot lately around this topic is the world's just gone through a big change. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that.
Yeah.
I really look at this right now and say, how many businesses are not investing in innovation, right? Because I'm in media, and in the last 12 months, the technology that's now running through our industry is dramatically better. And so very few are using it. And I really wonder, for the businesses that are clever enough not to spend their profits foolishly at the moment, those who choose to invest in innovation and building war chests and things like that, I think are going to be far better off on the long-term scale than becoming overly optimistic with AMGs or high-risk property investments or cryptocurrency.
Yeah, for sure. But it's really interesting, right? Because you say innovation, and a lot of business owners will be like, "Oh, but we run an engineering firm, or I'm a coach. Maybe I run a coaching business. What kind of innovation can a coach do?" Right? And so innovation sometimes, I think, gets misinterpreted by people as, I guess that means that we've got to invent some kind of space satellite, and we've got to try and reinvent something. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that at all. You can have business model innovation, or you can reinvest in structural integrity innovation in the business. So for example, if you were running a coaching business, for example, and you've been making good money, but you've essentially got dancing bear syndrome, which is that the only way the business makes money is if you show up and do the dance and do all the coaching, and you can't step away from the business because it's got a cult of personality, and you're a godhead in the business, and it doesn't work if you don't show up. You get sick, you don't work. You don't make money. Your clients leave, they're unhappy, right? So a way to innovate in that model would be to go, okay, well, I was making 50 grand last month, and now I'm making 100 grand. Instead of then saying, hey, I'm going to take that 50 grand and put it into real estate, which actually could be fear driven, because you might be like, I don't know how long this is going to last, quickly, let's just try and invest. Actually, maybe if you spent that $50,000 to go, okay, I actually don't know how to build out processes in my business or how to codify the coaching that I'm doing. Maybe I could hire a consultant or an assistant or someone to come in and help me to codify that, so that I can get make $100,000 months consistently and over again, and it's not going to rely on me being in the business. And that is a way to build better structural integrity in the business. Now, one of the things that I think is very interesting at the moment is the impact that the unemployment rate is having on businesses, because unemployment rates are low, and that's good for the economy, and businesses roaring back to life and all that kind of stuff. But it means cost of team is going up. But also, as the cost of team is going up, there's also that's actually driving increased consumer spending, which has an interesting cyclical effect on business, because then people are earning more money, so then they spend more money. And so, for example, maybe the person who couldn't afford to get a coach can now afford to get a coach because they've got a pay rise because there's more competition in the job market. And then also that drives up things like property prices as well. So there's an interesting flywheel effect there as well, where as the cost of team goes up, but also so does the velocity of money as well. So there's this interesting balancing act and game that I think needs to be played there as well.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. I just wanted to share quickly some unique innovations I've seen, because I think this is a really interesting topic. I did something crazy during the lockdowns of Melbourne, is I actually bought a caravan. So I purchased a caravan. I was like, right, I'm getting ready for doomsday. No, I've always dreamed of doing caravaning. It was a unusual purchase for the timing, but I've always wanted one. So I won't say it was too sporadic. But I actually bought the caravan. What makes it crazy? This is the crazy part. So I'm in Melbourne, Victoria. I bought the caravan from Queensland, sight unseen, and the guy actually did a virtual tour of the caravan and sold it to me via video call. So I know you mentioned before like engineering, but I'm like, it doesn't get much more, I don't know, we'll call it bland than a caravan dealership. It's a pretty stock standard business model. And they're investing in technology to live stream and sell caravans so people can see them and experience them online. And I go, that's so unique. I have friends who are in the events industry who are now live streaming events and in person and combining the two as well. So if you're in any type of industry that once upon a time you relied on that in-person factor, you could be the one in your industry that starts to innovate that, and there's huge potential gain for it. The second one I'll say, and this is the other one, is I think software is the other area where businesses should be paying more attention.
Yep.
You're probably spending too much time on things that could be automated now.